Thanks, Chris. Alright. I remember the moment I hit rock bottom. I was lost, empty, and completely overwhelmed by my own thoughts. I felt like I had nothing left to give. For so long, I tried to escape the pain through alcohol, self-harm, and pretending I was okay. I smiled, I laughed, I told everyone I was fine, but deep down I was breaking. No matter how hard I tried to outrun the pain, it always caught up with me. Self-harm became my escape, my way of controlling the pain when everything else felt out of control. But at the same time, I wanted someone to notice. I got really good at hiding it. I wore long sleeves when it didn't make sense. I had bracelets covering my scars. I forced the smiles. I was screaming for help even without saying a word, hoping someone would see through the act. When that wasn't enough, I turned to drinking. It numbed the pain, it blurred the thoughts, and it gave me a break from the constant battle in my mind. But that's the thing about running. It doesn't make the pain disappear. It only delays it. No matter how much I drank, no matter how much I distracted myself with self-destruction, the emptiness was always waiting for me when I woke up. I thought I was in control, but the truth was, the pain was controlling me. I kept going through the same cycle, hiding, numbing, pretending, breaking, over and over, until one day I just couldn't do it anymore. I wanted to throw in the towel and call it quits. In that moment of complete brokenness, I did the only thing I had left. I cried out to God. I didn't have the right words, I didn't even know what to say, but my heart was desperate, and in that moment He called me back, reminding me that even in my darkest moments, I wasn't truly alone. That's when my life shifted. I did something I never imagined doing. I Googled churches near me, and that church led me to King's Chapel. Something about it felt right, but walking through those doors was terrifying. I was afraid of being judged, I was afraid of not belonging, but then I saw familiar faces, people that I knew, and I didn't feel like a stranger. In that moment, something told me I had to take a step of faith. That step led me to God's word in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean on not your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. For so long, I relied on broken coping mechanisms, things that numbed the pain but never healed it. In that moment, I made a choice to trust God's plan instead of my own. But that decision didn't mean my struggles disappeared overnight. Healing took time, and it still does. But for the first time, I wasn't carrying it alone. And that all made the difference. I used to wear long sleeves and bracelets to hide my pain. Now I have tattoos that remind me of my healing and my hope. What once marked my brokenness and scars now tells a story of redemption. Then came the moment of full surrender. At a women's conference, standing at the altar, I found myself crying out to God. Am I even doing things right? Why am I here? Is this what you want me to be? I feel like I don't hear you, and I need an answer. In that moment, I had a picture in my mind of the painting I had received at the conference. A butterfly resting on a flower. I then heard, pick it up and run. Right then, I knew I was no longer a caterpillar. I wasn't meant to stay in my past, crawling through the pain, carrying the weight of who I used to be. I had transformed into a butterfly, free to soar into the purpose that God had called me to. I was meant for more. I let go of the shame, I let go of the guilt, the pain that I carried for so long. There's a saying that goes, let go and let God, and that's what I did. I found a community, people who loved me, supported me, and reminded me that I was never alone. Healing didn't happen overnight, but it also didn't happen in isolation. I still face struggles, but now I know where to run. My joy isn't based on my circumstances, it's rooted in God's love, and because of Him, I walk in victory every day redeemed by His grace. If you're struggling, I understand. I know what it's like to feel hopeless, to think that nothing will ever change, but I promise you there is hope, and His name is Jesus. Don't be afraid to reach out. A friend, a pastor, a mentor, someone will listen. I found my way back simply by Googling churches. that one small step that leads to healing, so take that first step. God saved me from my darkest moments, as he says in 1 Peter 2:9. He called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light, and he can do the same for you. So you are never alone, you are loved, you are valued, and you matter.